Brought to you by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the bridge in Berwyn. A.J. Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwyn. Coastline Wealth Group. More than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. CoastlineWealthGroup.com. Life well planned. GJCurbside.com. Your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. Check our website for delivery options. From our curb to yours, G&J Curbside. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. Here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Vita Paint and Supply is your PPG Paints dealer. New name on the can, same great quality of Pittsburgh paints. Vita Paint and Supply, Highway 182 and Ditch Avenue in Morgan City. Shawbills, proud supporters of local high schools in St. Mary Parish and the surrounding area. We keep you rolling. Taco Bell, visit your local Bayou Vista or Morgan City locations. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. And Allen's Communications, locally owned cable, internet, and phone service. 384-8335.
And welcome. You're looking at Tiger Stadium here in Morgan City, Louisiana for a Monday afternoon live broadcast of high school football here on KWBJ. The Hanson Tigers take the trip east to take on the Morgan City Tigers. I'm Booker Zev alongside Aaron Artigo, and Aaron Hanson comes in 1-0 with a big win over Westminster. The Tigers of Morgan City 0-1 after a loss last week against Erath, but competitively this should be a big ball game.
This is what exactly, but we're looking for a good competitive football game. Both of these teams over the recent past have struggled, to win a lot of football games, but they're out here every week, and both teams come into this season with a lot of optimism, even though COVID-19 has played havoc with the schedule and training camps and everything else. So everybody's kind of playing from behind the cue ball.
You look at Hanson coming in, they're going to have a unique style offense, a wing T, but they do not designate a quarterback.
That's part of the surprise of their attack, is to spread them out and cause confusion. A lot of times they feel like they're just not big enough to man up against most teams that they're going to face, so they're going to try to use some deception, some misdirections and counterplays, and confuse the defense to give them a little bit of an advantage to try to gain yardage and win football games, and it worked in week one.
Morgan City Tigers looks at their advantage as numbers, pure depth, a lot more ball players than Hanson's going to dress out, and even though you got a nice breeze today, it's awful hot outside.
Right, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon in October in South Louisiana, and that can be a lot of times what we're going to have today. Temperatures in the upper 80s, probably into the 90s if you actually take a thermometer and go put it on that field in the sun. It's going to be registered in mid to upper 90s. So conditioning will be a factor, especially once we hit that fourth quarter.
Eugene Fulcourt, the running back for Hanson, he's a load to handle. The Tigers will have their hands full trying to stop him tonight.
Part of both these teams, when you're a little bit undersized team, you got to play defense as a group. You got to get a lot of hats to the ball. Don't depend on one person to make an open field tackle or to overpower a strong running back. It's going to take several guys getting to the ball, and as a team, make the tackle.
Let's step aside as they play the national anthem.
Let's go.
Coach Stroud building a program here at Morgan City, trying to get the numbers out to compete. This is one time during the year that they'll match up well against their opponent.
That's absolutely right, Boo. We got to come out tonight feeling confident about their prospects of walking out of here 1-1.
A rare Monday afternoon ball game here for Morgan City High School.
And that several years ago, what was that year? That we did have one afternoon game, and it was also related to a hurricane. I was trying to think earlier today, but I've been doing this since they started back in the 80s, and I didn't remember any daytime football games that we've had. We've had some daytime baseball games, but not football, except for that one. But anyway, it's going to happen today, and it's really a bad time for the schools in that both schools are off. So it's a fall break, I think they're calling it. So they're off of school, so we don't have the band, and we have the cheerleaders and a lot of the support groups and so on and so forth. But what we do have, boys and girls, is football.
Absolutely. Hanson will kick off. Tigers will start off on the offensive side. Back deep for the Tigers is Branton and Gray. They'll stand at their own 15-yard line waiting for their official signal to get this one underway. So if you joined us on Allen's Communication, Allen's TV Cable, or if you joined us on the KWBJ Live YouTube channel, we welcome you as Tigers will get great field position to start this one off.
I'm assuming that was an attempt at an onside kick. Either that or he just missed it, but he barely got across midfield where the Tigers did recover, and they'll be set up nicely at their own 49-yard line. Morgan City's starting offense, quarterback Zion, and I have it blocked on my screen. I can't read the names. Zion Holmes, and down at the bottom, Kennedy Ta and Hilton Abear. There's a block across my screen, ladies and gentlemen. I can't read the names.
Well, we already make a change already from the initial report, because stepping in at the quarterback spot for the Tigers is Ethan Blanco. He stands in the shotgun formation, and Hanson loads the line of scrimmage. Tigers will start off with it on the ground. Ball on the ground, free, and Hanson looks like they'll jump on it. First play turnover. And the Tiger Morgan City saying they have the ball, but how did Hanson did not get that football?
From
we'll
here,
never know.
It looked like it was nothing but white jerseys around the ball, and a green shirt comes up with it.
Second down and 10. Big break for Morgan City. Just underway here from Tiger Stadium. Blanco barks out the signals. Tigers continue to crowd the line of scrimmage. Swing pass to the outside, high and incomplete. And that'll set up a quick third down for the Tigers.
Well, the Tigers just looking to get something going quickly. Tried to hit the guy standing outside the wide receiver. A little bit of one-on-one action out there. See if he can make something happen. But the quick pass sailed over the top of his head and incomplete, bringing up 3rd and 11.
Hanson defensive staff daring the Tigers to throw the football. They crowd the line of scrimmage, all 11 guys within 1 yard from the football. Tigers will run into the teeth of it. They'll hand it to Branton, and he's sacked. Tackled for a 5-yard loss.
Absolutely.
And a quick 3 and out by the Tigers.
Absolutely nowhere for Branton to go. As soon as he handed the ball, he's hitting the backfield. You can see him getting hit by several players in the backfield, so he's going to lose about 4 yards. It'll bring up fourth down in a bunch, about 14, 15 yards.
Mathern will punt it away for Morgan City. Hanson, nobody back deep to return. Only got 10 men on the field on the Hanson side. Rush. Mathern gets a foot into it, off the side of his foot, near side the field. And they'll spot it at the 40-yard line. Not a big change there in possession, and Hanson comes out with pretty good field position to start their first drive of the day.
Well, about a 15-yard punt as the ball is spotted at the Tiger 40-yard line. Nobody back to receive the punt, so they must know something in that they don't have a deep punter, or they didn't really seem to have the block on.
No, in that position, they had 10 men on the field, so all 10 were at the line of scrimmage, and nobody was in the game deep.
To receive the punt.
Worked out well. And here comes the Hanson Tiger offense. First down and 10. Good hard count, early movement from Morgan City. That'll be an offsides and an easy 5 yards for Hanson.
More times in high school, if you go on 2, you'll get the defense to jump. Of course, you probably have just as good a chance of getting the offense to jump because they're also in the habit of going on 1 all the time. But worked out good for Hanson. Still first down and 5 to go.
Snap to the up back, right up the gut. This time a nice job by the big guys up front for the Tigers. Crash down, stop it for a short gain of 1.
Just straight ahead, man-on-man football. The up man gets the ball, takes it straight up the middle. Like you mentioned, good job by the Morgan City. I keep wanting to say Tiger, but we have 2 sets of Tigers out here. Morgan City's interior lineman did a good job. Second down and 4.
They'll go back to Eugene full court, driving them legs. Extra effort, depend on the spot. Very close, depending on what official puts it down. The ball's on the ground. Forward progress definitely stopped at midfield.
Looked like they're going to mark him short of midfield, and I thought he got across the midfield stripe. But they're going to spot him behind the 50-yard line. That's going to leave him about a half a yard or less than a half a yard. I think if he hits the 50-yard line, shoot, I think if they brought the chains out, it might. He might have a first down. Because it's very, very close. And we're lined up right on midfield, so you get a good look at it as well.
The 2 full courts in the backfield, and Donald and Eugene alongside Ethan Judice. Third down and short. Flag flies from the backside. They'll call it a delay of game. And that is a costly penalty there for Hanson.
That is huge. You go from 3rd and inches to 3rd and 5. That's a big penalty.
And back to the line of scrimmage again. Fake sweep right up the gut. 2 yards shy of first down yardage, and does the Hanson Tigers dare to go for it here early in the game? 4th down and 2.
Well, it is early, and we got a 4th down play coming up. A little bit more than 1 for the first down, and this is going to be interesting. Looks like they have the offense out on the field. They're going to go for it. Feeling good about their defense at this point.
Or at least they'll go hard count, try to get the Tigers to jump. They'll snap it to full court. Full court follows a blocker off tackle. He'll have enough for a first down, and that'll move the chains for Hanson, and a late flag comes flying.
Well, we have our first down of the game. It goes to the Hanson Tigers. But a big penalty. That's we can see who this penalty is going to go against. Face mask. Going to be a personal foul face mask against Morgan City.
So not only the first down, but another 15 yards.
I'm going to get another look at that here as he fights his way on the right side. Can't quite pick up the face mask, but we're going to believe it would happen in there somewhere. Referee saw it. That'll leave Hanson with a first down at the Tiger 33-yard line. 8 minutes to play, first quarter. We're just underway here at Tiger Stadium.
Rodriguez splits to the near side. St. Blanc in the slot. First down and 10. Inside handoff to St. Blanc, trying to get outside, and a great open field tackle by Branton.
Boo, that looked like St. Blanc was going to run for a long time. It was going to be a foot race, see who could run to the corner the fastest. But good defense. Get another look at it. He looked like wide open field, good open field tackle right there, and a big play saving tackle for the Tigers.
Second down and 8. 7:22 here in the first quarter.
Okay, Hanson is going to want to take a timeout right here.
Hanson will head to the sideline to talk about it. They're on the move. 7:09 to go in the first quarter. No score from Tiger Stadium.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
Welcome back to the A.J. Doman Automotive Family High School Football Game of the Week, a special Monday afternoon coverage of two Tiger programs, the Morgan City Tigers and the Hanson Tigers. Hanson 1-0, trying to go to 2-0 after a big win last week against Westminster, and the Morgan City Tigers trying to gain their first victory of the year. Judice throws to the outside. Donald full court. He's brought down rudely by number 13 and Joaquin Gray.
Well, good defense by Gray. You're going to get another look at it here. He plays this perfectly. He sees the pass and he makes a move on the ball and makes the tackle for about a 1 yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7, but that was a good open field tackle.
Third down for Hanson, their opening drive of the ball game. St. Blanc sits in the slot. Rodriguez split to the far side. They'll send St. Blanc in motion, hand him the football. Has a lead blocker, but a lot of green jerseys, and the Tigers will bring him down. They'll face a 4th down inside the 30, and a nice job by the Tiger defense to swarm to the football.
Well, we talked about a little bit, Boo, before the game started. The team that could get the most players to the ball would play the best defense, and that's a perfect example of what we were talking about. We had 5 or 6 green jerseys surrounding St. Blanc out there on the left side. He had nowhere to go, picks up 2 yards, brings up a 4th down, but we're going to have a little water break here.
Yeah, 6-minute hydration timeout called by the officials. And don't forget, folks, at the end of this one, we'll be announcing our Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance Player of the Game. Of course, what you see in the first quarter is not always how it's selected in the fourth, so there's a lot of ball game left.
Oh, yeah, we halfway through the first quarter, so we have plenty of football to figure out who's going to walk away with the trophy.
Always a coveted honor each and every week. I know this year we've already had a defensive player, which is a rare occurrence for the Core Physical Therapy Player of the Game.
But a well-deserved one, too.
Absolutely.
I mean, he really did a good job last week in playing good, solid defense.
Bill McCartney joining us as always, head statistician here for KWBJ, and a lot of folks on the cameras taking a little K-time today or vacation time to come out here and broadcast this game for you, so we really appreciate that.
Okay, they're going to go for it, which is kind of obvious because you're too far for a field goal. I don't even know if they have a strong field goal kicker. You don't want to punt it. You're on the 27-yard line, 28-yard line.
Judice back to pass, plenty of time, throws it to the outside, has St. Blanc running free, and just overshot him, incomplete, and the Tiger defense has held. That'll get their offense back on the field.
Well, the play called by Hanson was the right play because the receiver was wide open. The pass just sailed over the top of his head and incomplete, but He was out there for the touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like Judice threw it to a spot, not necessarily to the player. And that ball goes incomplete.
Morgan City will take over at their own 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
Blanco back in for the Tigers. He'll set up in a shotgun formation. They'll split their 2 playmakers, 1 to each side. Now they'll go 4 receiver set. Hanson will continue to crowd the line of scrimmage, force the Tigers to throw the football. Picked off right there by number 10, and that's Wells. A free run to the end zone, touchdown Hanson.
Well, that was played perfectly by the Hanson defense. They weren't fooled by anybody. Saw the receiver out in the left flat, and the defender just stepped right in front of him. That was Lauren Wells for Hanson. Just steps right in front of the intended receiver, and there's nobody in front of him except the goal line, and he just trots on in, and Hanson takes an early 6-0 lead.
Yeah, short pass against an 11-man front. There's just not a lot of room there. You almost have to chunk it beyond them, stretch the defense out, but until they prove they can throw the football, look for the Tigers to continue to press the line of scrimmage. Hanson will go for 2. Judice stands behind center alongside Eugene full court and Donald full court. Eugene gets it right here. Off tackle. The Tigers will bring them down and stop the 2-point conversion. So with 5:40 to go here in the first quarter, Hanson strike first. They lead 6-0.
You're watching the TV22 and A.J. Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
Okay, we're going to get another look at this interception return for the touchdown here as you're going to see the pressure up the middle. The quarterback is under quite a bit of it. You can see a lot of white jerseys in it, and he just unloads it. And Wells steps right in front of it, as you can see, and he just coaxed in for the easy touchdown.
Hanson will kick it away. First time out, little spinner right up front. This time they'll do the same thing and field it nicely for the Tigers. So good thing is they don't return it. Bad thing is
they don't need to.
Yeah, they don't need to get the ball at the 50.
That's twice they're going to start at their own 49-yard line. So you don't need a big return when that happens.
No, not sure what that is.
And it's done intentionally. This time I noticed the ball was laying on its side when he kicked it. So it's like an onside kick.
I guess if you get 1 out of every 4, the analytics say go with the spinner.
Well, they're 0 for 2 in the first quarter. We'll keep up with it as we go on.
Tigers trying to get their first down of the game, their 3rd possession here in the first quarter. Motion near side, they'll hand it to him, and Garrison, nothing left. Now he turns to the right, looking for some room, pushing his own men out the way. A long run for 2, but a positive play for the Tigers.
A lot of defenders in the backfield again. He was lucky to pick up 2 yards. He was very lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. You're going to get another look at it here. You see he's hit in the backfield 2 or 3 times. He manages to get outside, turns the corner, picks up a couple yards. He'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, look to run behind big number 78, Ian Toodles Carmichael. Second down and 8. Tigers will spread them out, need to do some protecting for Blanco. And the Tigers need to get this passing game going. Back to pass, they'll throw to the middle. Got him, slipped through his hands. A ball that should have been caught goes incomplete, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, you can see Hanson is not giving any respect to the Morgan City High passing game because they had 11 players within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. Now this pass would have worked. The pass was up a little bit high, but it was very, very catchable. Went off his hands, actually bounced off a Hanson Tiger helmet and fell incomplete. This will bring up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, intended receiver was Holmes. Big 3rd down for the Tigers of Morgan City. Hand off to Gray. Nice stutter step. Good pursuit from Hanson. They'll bring him down at the 45-yard line, 5 yards short. So does Morgan City try to punt it and try to flip the field position, or you go for it here with a 4th and 3?
My thoughts at this point in time would be to punt it and see if you can get them back inside the 20-yard line. Let your defense hopefully hold them there and get another punt.
Yeah, my choice would be a good hard count. See if I can get a free one.
That'll work too.
4th down, Morgan City at the Hanson 45-yard line. Blanco barks the signals. 4 receivers set. 4th down and 3. Here's the hard count. Tigers don't move. And now they'll call a timeout. So good try right there by Coach Stroud and the Morgan City coaching staff. And now the big decision comes in. Do we keep our offense out there, or do we run in the punt team?
I think more times than not, when you try that and it doesn't work, you generally send the punting team out. But this year, this is 2020, man. Anything can happen. Anything can, and most times does. .345 play, first quarter, 6-0. Hanson leads Morgan City High.
Tomorrow night, another high school action of girls varsity volleyball, Berwick Morgan City. Good rivalry right there, only separated by the Atchafalaya River. Watch Berwick already, watch Morgan City already. Both should be a competitive matchup. If you've never seen girls high school sports, volleyball is a fast-paced, high-octane sport. You might want to tune in. 4th down, low cross buck goes to Gray. Gray stood up at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to run the football, and the Hanson Tiger defense holds.
With the Hanson Tiger, okay, let's take another look at it. You're going to see where the Hanson Tigers defensive line controlling the line of scrimmage and hits the tailback in the backfield. So he never gets back to the line of scrimmage, loses about 1.5 yards. Hanson will take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line. Neither offensive line has had a lot of success here this afternoon. The one score we have is a pick 6 and maybe 2 first downs, 1 or 2 first downs so far here in the first quarter. So the defensive lines have controlled the line of scrimmage.
Direct snap to Eugene Fulcard. Off tackle, slips a tackle, stays on his feet. Power and driving those legs inside the 40 down to the 32 or the 37-yard line.
Both defensives today have played most of their players right up on the line of scrimmage. And a lot of times that's a good thing. But if you get past that first wave, this is what can happen right here. A big gain of about 17 yards. And now Hanson will play 1st and 10 from Morgan City's 36-yard line.
Nothing fancy coming from the Hanson Tigers, just power football. Right up the gut between the tackles. Same play, bobbled this time by Fulcard. He manages to get something from it. It's taking a whole Tiger ball club to bring him down. He'll get inside the 30 down to the 29. And a good positive play brings up 2nd down.
Well, Fulcard bobbled the snap, as you mentioned, but he just went straight up the middle with it and pretty much 15 or 20 guys just move down the field. You can see the crowd comes around him right here, and he just keeps driving forward. Morgan City can't get him on the ground until after he picks up about 7. We'll call it 8, bring up 2nd, 2, 3.
Direct snap to Fulcard again. This time the Tigers are ready. They'll knock him down at the line of scrimmage.
This time, Morgan City's defense was ready for it and stopped him at the line of scrimmage for no gain, bringing up 3rd down.
Four-down football here in the first half, both teams.
Yeah, both teams have not been able to move the football very well, but we still have only one punt.
Two downs to get 2. Another direct snap. Full court right up the middle. We have the first down and more. Crosses the 20 down to the 18-yard line. And the Tigers on the move, and they've crossed into the red zone.
Okay, we enter the, I was told we was going to have a replay. But anyway, we're in the core physical therapy sports performance red zone.
A red zone we didn't call many last week.
No.
Big plays coming out of Patterson tonight. Our first trip into the red zone. Back to full court. Full court off tackle. Heads run, turns on the speed. Inside the 5. And they'll spot him just inside the 1. Bring up 1st and goal for Hanson.
And I thought he had gotten in, but they're spotting him short of the goal line. Nice play by Falkard. Hanson has found a little bit of running room on the right side of the offensive line. And Falkard has followed him through there for that's his 3rd nice gain on this drive.
Inside 30 seconds here in the first. First down and goal. Judice barks out the signal. They'll snap at the full court. High snap. Good bounce right to him. Trying to get outside. A lot of green jerseys there. And Holmes finishes full court off. They'll lose 2. And that'll be the last play here in the first quarter. So far, 6 points on the board. It happened on the defensive side with a pick 6. We'll be back with the second quarter after a word from our sponsors.
The TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the bridge in Berwyn. AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwyn. Coastline Wealth Group, more than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. CoastlineWealthGroup.com. Life well planned. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. Check our website for delivery options. From our curb to yours, G&J Curbside. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Vita Paint and Supply is your PPG Paints dealer. New name on the can, same great quality of Pittsburgh paints. Vita Paint and Supply, Highway 182 and Ditch Avenue in Morgan City. Shawbills, proud supporters of local high schools in St. Mary Parish and the surrounding area. We keep you rolling. Taco Bell, visit your local Bayou Vista or Morgan City locations. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. And Allen's Communications, locally owned cable, internet, and phone service. 384-8335.
You're looking at Tiger Stadium here on a Monday afternoon. High school football. Morgan City Tigers taking on the Hanson Tigers. Down 6, and Hanson knocking on the door. Direct snap again, this time Donald full court. Carries a Morgan City defender on his back for the touchdown.
Okay, well, he had the bigger of the two full courts this time with the ball, and he just powered his way again on that right side. They found some success on this entire drive, running the ball between the right guard and the right tackle. And they've done a good job opening up enough of a crease for the running backs to get through. Both teams, as we said earlier, the defenses are playing right up on the line of scrimmage. It's where this drive here began on their own 47. They drove it 53 yards in 7 plays for the touchdown, and they're going to go for 2.
Offense stays in the game. Direct snap again. Donald full court, walks in untouched. The 2-point conversion is good. And with 11:51 to go here in the second quarter, Hanson jumps out on top 14-0.
Okay, we'll get another look at the touchdown. You see Donald Fulcard lined up on the left of the quarterback. Well, actually, he's going to line up as quarterback, catch the snap, and just powers his way on the right side for the touchdown. And now a 14-point lead as we start the second quarter.
Impressive drive right there by the Hanson. Good ball control, power football. Tigers will need to answer something on offense. They're getting pressed defensively. 11 guys at the line of scrimmage. Can't get the passing game going. Sure can't get the running game going against an 11-man front. But something's got to give if they're going to stay in this ball game.
I would like to see them hit a couple passes, even if they're short passes, and let the receiver run with the ball. But try to get them out in the open field and make something happen away from the line of scrimmage. Try to open up that a little bit, make them drop that defense back in more traditional type defense. May give them enough room. They have appear to be a larger offensive line than Hanson has defensive linemen. So the bigger guys should be able to push them out. The problem they're having right now is the numbers. They have just so many people on the line of scrimmage that somebody always manages to get into the backfield and disrupt the play.
Yeah, just not a lot of time to do anything. Another onside kick attempt.
No, this
by
didn't go
Hanson.
10 yards.
No, illegally touched. No. You can't blame field position here, as the Tigers have given the ball to Morgan City 3 consecutive times at midfield.
Well, what we're seeing now, I think this is the third time they've kicked off. All 3 have been, for the most part, onside kicks. The 2 touchdowns, they ran the ball for the extra point on both occasions. So I'm going to conclude that they don't have a strong kicker.
No, and I can believe during the season I can't see this continuing, because you play a good team, you'll find yourself down 3 touchdowns quickly. First down and 10, Morgan City. Let's see if they can take advantage of field position and try to get back in this ball game. 11:50 to go here before half. Here comes the Tigers and quarterback Ethan Blanco. You'll see the press from the Tiger defense from Hanson. Thrown to the outside, looking for Gray. And again, pressure on Blanco. The ball goes incomplete.
But they did try to get something outside. They had a receiver open, but not enough time to turn and plant your feet and step and get a good throw to him. He had to just flip it out there while under pressure. Couldn't make a good pass, but the receiver was open. Had he been able to complete the pass, it would have been a nice game for Morgan City.
Second down on a hot Monday afternoon. Blanco comes all the way to the sideline to get the plate and has to run all the way back into the field to play. It's going to be a long day. Second down and 10. Gray, your lone back. Play clock inside 10 seconds. They'll have to rush to get it off. They do. Hand off to Gray, slips the first tackle. St. Blanc. Good form tackle, raises Gray up and gently puts him down.
Gray found some room on the left side and picked up a nice gain. He's going to have about 8-yard gain, no 7-yard gain. It'll bring up third down.
Yeah, Morgan City's going to get a big play. It's just like that. You have to break the initial tackle.
Yeah, both teams, the way the teams are playing defense, if you can get past 2-3 yards past the line of scrimmage, you've got room out there now.
Torres split all the way to the far side of the field. Campbell, you're up back. They'll give it to Brandon. Brandon hit as soon as he's handed the football. And they'll bring him down for a loss of 3.
Again, Hanson is lining up a player in every gap. And as soon as the ball is snapped, just shooting into the backfield. You'll see it here. As soon as the ball is snapped, shooting through the gaps, hitting the defender in the backfield. He's got no chance to run the ball when he's getting hit in the backfield as soon as he gets it. It'll bring up 4th down in about 5, maybe 6.
Hanson defense licking their chops. Here comes the pressure. And nobody there. Thrown away and incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on downs. And here comes the Hanson offense once again.
Hanson will take over at their own 44-yard line, 43-yard line. 44. They'll spot it on the 44. 1st and 10 as they enjoy a 14-point lead.
Yeah, and these receivers on short routes are well covered. There's really nobody to throw the football to. That right there might have been the best case scenario, is you just throw that ball away. 1st down and 10. Here comes Hanson up 14-0. Late player checks in for Morgan City. A direct snap. Here comes Eugene full court again. Chugging them legs, running through tacklers, cross midfield.
This time he tries the left side of the center and picks up about 6, finding some room in the middle.
Timeout, Morgan City. As they go to sideline to talk about it, we'll take a timeout, folks. This is high school football here on KWBJ.
You're watching the TV22 and A.J. Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
And welcome back to Morgan City. Hanson already up 14-0 here in the first half. Has the football, looking at 2nd down and 4. Don't really designate a quarterback in this offense. Got 3 up backs, run the wing T, snaps it to pretty much anybody. The workhorse tonight has been Eugene Fulcourt. A big upset in week 1 against Erath. They're looking to pull another one here today. Little handoff to the up back. Chugging along is Donald Fulcourt. Carrying the Tiger defenders inside the 35 and down to the 31.
Donald Fulcourt from here, anyway, appears to be as big as anybody on that football team. And he has the ball going straight up the middle, and he's just pulling people along with him for the ride.
$18-yard run for Fulcourt. He checks out for an equipment repair. And that Hanson victory last week was against Westminster. The Erath was a win against Morgan City. Nevertheless, 1st down and 10, Hanson. St. Blond Rodriguez splits out to the far side. Direct snap to Eugene Fulcourt, right up the middle again, right off the guard's hip. And a good gain of 8.
Well, Boo, as this game progresses, the Hanson offensive line is starting to take control of the Morgan City's defensive line, and they're running the ball between the tackles and having a lot of success with it. The last drive was 50 or more yards where they took it all the way down the field and scored, and here they go again. This drive started on their own 44-yard line. They've taken it to Morgan City's 24-yard line.
Second down is short. The only thing that has plagued the Hanson Tigers has been an errant snap on occasion. That time a big-time loss. Fulcourt able to get back onto that to 38. Damage already done.
Well, it was just a bad snap. Went straight over his head. It was a high snap. Couldn't control it. He chased it down behind him and jumped on it. Jumped on it at the 38. He drops about 14 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 17 from Morgan City's 38-yard line.
Changes things a bit for the Tigers. They had playing in front of the sticks. This is the first time they find themselves in a bind. High snap again, brought down by full court. This time drugged down at the 31-yard line. 4th down, 11.
Good job by Falkart. Again, another high snap, but he hung on to this one. And he finds a little bit of room. Left side, takes it out to the 31-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down and 10. Falkart having a nice first half as he's picked up 81 yards on only 12 carries.
Big play here for Morgan City defense. Trying to get off the field. Another direct snap to full court. He has room on the outside. Big hit right there. Knocked out of bounds. Inside the 35. Short of 1st down yardage, and a good job by Morgan City defense.
This time, Morgan City defense does their job.
And I thought one advantage Morgan City had was with numbers. They could kind of wear down this Hanson Tiger defense. But right now in the first half, it looks like the opposite.
Right.
Hanson's offense able to stay on the field, and they're starting to wear down that Morgan City defense.
There you see Falkart heading to the left side. Couldn't quite make the turn. Had a nice gain, but he needed 10 yards. Came up a couple of yards short.
Yeah, 3 and out doesn't give your defense much time to rest. So the Tigers need to move the chains, get something going on offense. Morgan City looking for their first down of the first half. First down and 10. Blanco calls out the signals. Early movement on the outside, no flag. Short pass, caught and brought down just outside the 30-yard line, and a good positive play on first down.
And that's going to be the type of plays Morgan City needs to incorporate at this point in time. They got to get rid of it quick. The offensive line is having trouble holding back Hanson's defensive line, partially because they're putting 7, 8, 9 guys on the line of scrimmage, lining them up in a gap and shooting them all through. And we're going to have a hydration timeout on the field. Clock is stopped with 6:18 to play in the second quarter.
Next week, another Thursday night encounter. Central Catholic, Ascension Catholic, right here from Tiger Stadium. I think they converted to the Eagles' Nest on those nights. But Central Catholic, good ball club this year. They'll have their hands full with Ascension Catholic. Should be another good ball game.
We'll be here for it. We look forward to it, and we should have some nice cooler weather this weekend.
Yeah, a little confusion here with this Monday night game. We call it next week's game, but it's really just our next game, which is Thursday night.
Which brings up another subject here, Boo. And for these two teams playing here on Monday, we're assuming they're going to be playing a game either Thursday night, hopefully not Thursday night, but Friday night. I would imagine that's part of the reason they played today is because both teams will be playing Friday.
Absolutely. I think kids 18 and under recover really quickly. They can play every day of the week. But on Hanson's side, not a lot of numbers on that sideline. A lot of kids playing both ways.
I counted before when we were in pregame warm-ups, 26 players out there warming up.
Illegal substitution against the Tigers, so they get a good positive play on first down, and they give it right back with the penalty. So you come out of timeout with too many men in the huddle.
This offense is the type of offense that cannot afford penalties. I mean, yards have been hard to come by. You pick up 5, and then you give them right back, and now we got people moving all over the place. I don't know who moved first.
It'll be against the Tigers again. So I guess you gain 5, you give 10 back. Now it's second down and 15. Just when you got a little momentum, Coach Stroud has to use a timeout, bring his Tiger ball club to the sideline, and give him a little instruction.
Well, you still have almost 6 minutes left in the second quarter, and Morgan City High had to use, I believe, their third and final timeout. So he felt like he had to call his team over. He needed something. They had to tell it to him. He didn't use that lightly.
He had to get his point across. He came out of timeout. He had the first positive play of the first half, and then he follows that up out of a timeout with 2 quick penalties, self-inflicted. So he wanted to get that point across. Second down and 15 coming up for Morgan City. Garrison calls out the signals. They'll hand off to Holmes. Holmes probes inside, nothing there. Now heads it out outside, gets a little room, and finally knocked out of bounds. Good runs by Holmes as he'll make up the penalty yards and bring up a more manageable third down.
Well, this is a big play for the Tigers right here, I think, from a mental standpoint. Like I said, you had one nice game. You can see him running out here, turning the corner, running hard. He's going to be about 4 or 5 yards short. It'll be third down and about 5, as opposed to what was a second and 15. So they get that back, and they have a chance here.
They'll check Blanco back in the game to run the controls during this third down and 5. No change in the Hanson defensive strategy. Handoff right up the middle to Branton. Branton close to first down yardage. Hanson will bring him down very close, maybe just shy. Tigers show no hesitation here on fourth down in their own end of the field. It appears they'll go for it. Branton shaking up on the play. He'll come down to the sideline and sit down with the trainers. Big fourth down here, deep into the Morgan City end of the field. Setting up in a shotgun, you need 4th and 1. Your quarterback's already 5 yards behind that. They'll hand off to Gray. Gray heading the wrong way, and down he goes. Big time play by the Hanson Tigers.
4th and a couple, and they lose 5 or 6. Just take another look at it. He's looking for some room, trying to find a spot. Nowhere to go. Comes and makes a tackle. Didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yes, modern football. You know, in the old days, you would have never gotten a shotgun on a 4th and 1. Now, that's all you see. You give your team a disadvantage of 5 yards off the snap.
And Boo, you're doing that from your own 34-yard line, 33-yard line. And I mean, you're not even trying to punt the ball anymore. They've had one punt. It went for 15 yards and out of bounds. And everybody's gone for it on 4th down ever since.
See if the Hanson Tigers can extend the lead. It looks like a tailback pass from Fulcar. Nothing there. He keeps it himself. Winding in and out of tacklers before finally being brought down inside the 25-yard line. And here comes a flag from the back judge.
A real good job by Fulcar. It looked like he wanted to pass that ball, but he had a little bit of pressure, so he pulls it down, and he picks this way. We're going to have a personal foul face mask against Morgan City. So he'll take a nice gain, about a 6-yard gain, and add half the distance to it. It'll be first and, well, I would have thought that would have been half the distance. He walked off the full 15 yards. And that takes us to our core physical therapy and sports performance, red zone. Boo, I think that should have been a half the distance. And they walked off the 15 because that penalty began inside the 30-yard line.
Another high snap on the ground. This time the Tigers may have saved the day here in the first half, and they do with a big turnover.
the best defensive play for Morgan City has been the high snap by the Hanson center.
Yeah, 72. Zach Hebert jumps on it for the Tigers. And just watching out his first half win, another score here from Hanson, it would have put this game away. Tigers can ill afford that. They get a break and get the ball back here with 4:09 to go here in the first half.
Morgan City's at a point right here where they at least need to string together a couple first downs. They don't need to put 6 on the board right now, but they really would need to put a couple of first downs, run some clock. You got 4 minutes left in the first half. It'd be great for their defense if they could keep the ball these last 4 minutes.
Back to pass and incomplete, an errant throw. And Aaron, you're talking about a couple first downs. Let's try to start with one.
Let's start with one, right. Let's start with one before we can have 2. But it's going to take the type of play they just tried here. It didn't work, but it's going to be quick hitters and stuff that develops really fast. And there's another look at the turnover with the high snap. And Morgan City comes up with the ball, but that's been their best defensive play.
Yeah, the previous snaps have been very good bounces for Hanson. They were able to get back on them that time. Bounced away, and the Morgan City Tigers able to get on it. Second down and 10. Little fake handoff. Blanco keeps it himself, puts it on the ground, and a big pile up. Tigers get back on it. And a third down. See if Blanco had that ball secured.
And you can't quite see it there, but he kind of bobbled it a little bit with the fake handoff. When he tried to fake to the up back and pull it back, he bobbled it a little bit, never really got the handle on it. And then when the contact came, the ball comes out. But it did pick up a yard or 2 on the fumble. Third down and 8. The ball's at the Tigers' 17-yard line.
End around near side, Garrison runs in a wall of white jerseys. Good job by St. Blanc turning it back inside. They'll lose a couple and bring up 4th down. So right now, Tigers would be grateful if Hanson doesn't use a timeout, eat some of this clock up. But Hanson should get pretty good field position after this punt.
Clock is running, 2:45 to play, first half.
Hanson, nobody back to return. All 11 defenders at the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they come after the punter in Mathern. Stands at his 2-yard line. Good snap. Here comes the white jerseys. They got it. It's blocked in the end zone. Recovered by Hanson. And 6 points for the Tigers special teams.
Well, they put all 11 on the line of scrimmage, and they sent them. And they came through in bunches, and Mathern had no chance to get that kickoff. It's blocked and then recovered in the end zone. Get another look at it here. As you see, the punt is blocked, being run down, and recovered in the end zone by Hanson. Touchdown, 6 points.
Couldn't have drew it up any better. A big momentum swing by Hanson right there as they add to their 14-0 score. It's now 20-0, pending a 2-point conversion. .219 on the clock. And the folks that travel down from Franklin on the visitor side, awful excited here for the second game for the Tigers. A little confusion on Hanson's sideline. They'll take a timeout and talk about the 2-point conversion. And like always, both teams vying for the player of the game. You know, Hanson, Morgan City, both in our coverage area. So the best player out of this ball game will be named Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance Player of the Game.
That's something we always look forward to doing each and every week, to single out a player and recognize him for doing a good job in tonight's game, or this afternoon's game in this case.
Well, the two workhorses out there right now for Hanson's the full courts, Donald and Eugene.
And they've been the offense.
Not a lot to talk about on the Morgan City side yet. Have not yet to muster a first down here in the first half.
Well, that means we have to give a lot of credit to the Hanson's defense, in particular the defensive line. They've done an outstanding job. They came in with a game plan of putting a lot of pressure in the backfield, not giving a lot of respect to the passing game. And they've put 8 people on the line of scrimmage, line them up in a gap, and just shooting the gap. It's almost like a goal line defense.
Hanson will go for 2. Up 20-0. Handoff up the middle. Get a big push for Donald full court. The 2-point conversion is good. That'll put 2 more on the board. So with 2:19 to go here before half, Hanson extends their lead 22-0.
You're watching the TV22 and A.J. Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
Hanson muscling their way to a commanding lead here, 22-0 here in the first half. Big special teams play, block punt. And we'll see if Hanson comes back with the onside kick again.
Well, Morgan City's thinking that because they have most of their players up on the 50-yard, between the 45 and 50-yard line.
Another onside kick near side. This time bounces off, and that's the odds right there.
Bounced right off of Morgan City Tigers' shin, it appeared, and back straight to Logan Lindstrom.
Yeah, 4 times the charm. 3 periods, gave up great field position to the Tigers. You keep on trying. That time gets the right hop. And the Hanson Tigers jump on it.
You can see it bounced right off his shin, straight back to a Hanson Tiger. That was Lindstrom. He covers it up at the 47-yard line, his own 47-yard line. They'll play 1st and 10 and have another chance to add to it, to their lead.
First down and 10, Hanson. We'll see how aggressive they are here. Already up 22-0, with plenty of time on the clock. 2:16. Eugene and Donald Fulcard in the backfield alongside Judice. Thank you for joining us, whether it's on the YouTube live channel or with Allen's TV. First down and 10. Back to pass. Judice to the outside. St. Blanc wide open. Makes a great catch over his shoulder. That'll be a first down. Stop the clock as they move the chains.
Looking to throw, has a man open, makes a nice catch in traffic, gets spun around, very close to a face mask there, but no call. Gained 17 yards. The clock stops long enough to move the chains, and we go under 2 minutes to play first half.
Plenty of time. Hanson back to the line of scrimmage. First down, direct snap to Eugene Fulcard. Tigers up to the task. Morgan City defense brings him down after a short gain of 1. No huddle back to the line of scrimmage as Hanson tries to get organized. 1:20 and counting, second down and 9.
Hanson Tigers have one timeout to use as the clock runs with 1:15 to play. High snap, pulls it down.
They'll go back to full court, off tackle. Runs hard, has enough for a first down. More importantly, should stop the clock again to move the chains. 1:05, Hanson keeps the timeout in their pocket.
The 10-yard gain. Couldn't tell if he got out of bounds or not. The clock is still stopped as they move the chains. He may have reached the sideline. No, the clock starts So it's running as we hit the 1 minute mark.
Still time. Another direct snap, full court, nothing inside, turning outside. Gray has him, slams him down for a big loss.
Gray slams him on the ground hard and then stands over him. Got to be real careful that you do not want to give up a penalty at this point in time. The clock is running. They're back at the 27-yard line.
Timeout, Hanson.
And that stops the clock with 34 seconds. Hanson calls their final timeout.
That one defensive play right there puts the whole drive in a different perspective. Mm-hmm. Now you're forcing Hanson's hand on what they have to do. And more than likely, they'll have to put it in the air. So no timeouts. 34.8 on the clock. Hanson already up 22-0. Morgan City Tiger defense desperately needs a stop here.
They need a stop, and I would think you would see Hanson try to throw something down the field a little bit. Try to get the ball down the field. They need some chunk plays there. They're back outside the 25-yard line, around the 27-yard line, and running 5 or 10, 15 yards even at a time is not going to work with no timeouts.
Can't say enough about our sponsors there, and A.J. Doman Automotive family of dealerships. Really appreciate them as a title sponsor. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, always part of high school athletics across the parish. We appreciate that. Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Vita Paint Supply, Shop Bill's Tire and Auto Service, Taco Bell in Morgan City, and Allen's Communication. We appreciate all that you do to bring high school football and high school athletics to the folks here in our area.
Absolutely, big thank you. Couldn't happen without these people's help.
Judice back to pass. He'll take a shot deep in the outside. Lots of contacts. The flag flies. They were looking for Rodriguez, and that'll be a pass interference against Morgan City.
Well, just as we said, they expect them to go deep. That's exactly what they did, and one of two good things in their behalf could happen. One of them happened. They wanted the touchdown, but second best thing is a pass interference, and they get the pass interference call.
Yeah, looking at where the pass was going, I think they could have let him run free.
Yeah.
He would have never got to that ball. But pass interference nevertheless. Right there, they just chopped him down while the ball was in the air. So it's not a spot foul in high school. They'll mark it off. So now they'll spot it inside the red zone.
And that's going to put us inside the Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance red zone. They'll be playing first and goal from their Morgan City 8-yard line. High snap.
Full court on the outside, running room, cuts it back inside, running through Tiger tacklers, stays on his feet, touchdown.
Nice run by Donald Falcourt. He might be one of the biggest players out on the field, but he showed some niftiness and some nice speed as he turns the corner and finds a big hole out on the right side and goes in virtually untouched for the touchdown.
Yeah, once he had the momentum started, they contacted him first at the 5-yard line, and he just carried 3 Tiger defenders into the end zone.
He's the kind of guy, you don't want to get him running full speed, because then it's going to take 5 to 10 yards to get after contact to get him down. And that's what you had there. You had him going, big guy that can really run.
2-point conversion. They'll snap it right back to him. Outside, momentum, walks in untouched. 25 seconds to go here before half, and the Hanson Tigers extend their lead 30-0.
Well, this time, basically the same play that he scored a touchdown on. I said, it worked so good for the touchdown, let's try it for the extra point. And it worked again.
We'll look at the replay right here.
Again, the ball snapped right to Falcourt. He takes off to the right side, just as on the touchdown. Wide open, just trots on in for the 2-point conversion. 25 seconds left to play before halftime.
Part of our halftime show, we'll watch the Morgan City High School cheerleaders and fancy dancers perform at halftime. We also have a special treat in Morgan City High School principal Tim Hemel joining us in the booth to talk about what's going on with the Morgan City program.
Well, if you'd like, we'd take another look at the touchdown where Falcourt takes a straight snap with the ball looking to the right side. You see it's wide open over there. and he just turns and trots in. Had a little contact as soon as he got the ball, but after that, it was a cakewalk.
Yeah, he's 10 yards before first touch.
Right.
And that's bad news if you got Donald Fulcard running your way. See if the Hanson will kick this away, looking how it's on the tee.
In fact, I'm not
Looks
sure
like
it's on
they'll
the
just
tee.
kick a little spinner near side this time.
Yep.
Ball into the open. Tigers will need to get onto it right here at the 24-yard line. And well defended by the Hanson special teams. 20 seconds on the clock. Look for the Tigers just to get this first half over with and into the dressing room to talk about halftime adjustments. Beautiful day here Monday afternoon for high school football. A rare afternoon showdown, East versus West. Hanson travels to the east end of the parish to take on the Morgan City Tigers. Good you've joined us. As always, Booger's Everett alongside Aaron Ortego and our head statistician, Bill Bank McCarty, a former graduate non-football player for the Morgan City Tigers.
Yeah. But a strong supporter, always a strong supporter of high school sports.
First down, Blanco. Handoff right up the middle. St. Blanc trying to bring him down. Can't get him. That's Lovell. Lovell will take it for the first down of the first half for the Tigers.
Looked like he was going to go down once or twice or maybe even 3 times, but he kept his feet under him, kept moving, got the first down, stops the clock long enough for him to move the chains. And they're having a little bit of confusion with the chains.
Not much, but something positive for the Tigers. They'll take a shot, deep heave, ho, picked off. Picked off by Fulcard. They'll have to get to him. He's got some speed on the outside. Blanco held, looking for a call, doesn't get it. Fulcard takes it in, and now a late flag comes from the back judge as they'll call this touchdown back. But it was trouble once Fulcard got in the open field. Blanco trying to run him down was held, and they make the call.
Well, he had plenty of room on the right side to get going, and some of the Tigers had an angle on him. But he managed to get around the corner, but he might have got around that corner because he had a little help from a hole. Take another look at it here. It's just a jump ball. Who wants it? Fulcard goes up and gets it, finds some room on the outside, turns the corner.
Right there.
And right there you're going to see the hole. Fulcard goes into the end zone. It'll be Hanson's ball on the 25-yard line minus the holding penalty, so that'll back them up 10. Put it back on the 35 with no time on the clock. So that means it's going to be halftime. Well, that was a penalty against the defense, so they get a down. They will get a down because the penalty is against. No, it's against the offense.
No. Wants to change of possession.
It's a possession. That's what I said. So it's against the offense, so there should be no play.
Yeah,
Yeah, this happens sometimes in high school football, all high school sports. They're going to give them a down. It looks like they're just going to take a knee, and that's what they're going to do.
That'll do it here in the first half, folks. Our score, Hanson 30, Morgan City nothing. They'll take it to the halftime to talk about adjustments. We'll watch the fancy dancers and the Morgan City High cheerleaders. And as always, we'll bring in the principal of Morgan City High School, Tim Hemel, right after a word from our sponsors.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the bridge in Berwyn. AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwyn. Coastline Wealth Group, more than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. CoastlineWealthGroup.com. Life well planned. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. Check our website for delivery options. From our curb to yours, G&J Curbside. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Vita Paint and Supply is your PPG Paints dealer. New name on the can, same great quality of Pittsburgh paints. Vida Paint and Supply, Highway 182 and Ditch Avenue in Morgan City. Shawbills, proud supporters of local high schools in St. Mary Parish and the surrounding area. We keep you rolling. Taco Bell, visit your local Bayou Vista or Morgan City locations. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. And Allen's Communications, locally owned cable, internet, and phone service. 384-8335.
And welcome back to halftime on the Allen's Communication Halftime Show. Booger Zappi joining us in the booth, the principal of Morgan City High School, Tim Hemel.
Hey, Boo.
Tim, COVID-19, a lot going on at Morgan City High. So we got a lot of sports going on, volleyball, football, as much as could happen. So how's that transition been?
Slowly getting back to normal. We're allowed to have people in the stands. You know, we have a big stadium here, so that's no problem in capacity. Volleyball's been working out pretty much perfect. The crowds have been getting we're handleable. So all's good on the sporting world, man.
So you finish COVID-19, and here comes a slew of storms, causing even more shutdowns.
Yeah, and this one happened to be right on fall break, so we did miss one day. But the good thing about virtual is the kids didn't miss a beat. Our teachers went virtual on Friday, so Thursday rather, and then we're off Friday and today. So worked out pretty well. Dodged another bullet, and you know, a lot can be said for the statue put up by the shrimp boat, I guess, because since Andrew, we've been very fortunate.
So your first year at the helm at Morgan City High School as the principal. So what's the focus athletic-wise across the whole spectrum here at Morgan City High?
Well, you know, this year in football, we knew we were going to take some lumps. Good news is we're very young, and the bad news is we're very young. We got a starting offensive line that has 3 freshmen on it, I believe, and you know, we're moving in the right direction, Boo. I know we're going to take some lumps. You know, we're trying to get as many kids interested in the program. When you're not winning, it's hard to get kids out. And when you don't get a lot of kids out, it's hard to schedule JV games because of numbers. And then all of that perpetuates into struggling during the year. So we know we have to start somewhere, and this is where we're starting. I feel like we added a couple guys on the staff that are great, you know, with our CECP guys. We got Johnny Johnson back, one of our alumni that's coaching. And we hired a guy that played 4 years at Nichols as a starter, Mike Woods, that's doing a great job. We got Herman Hartman back in football this year. So, you know, our coaching staff is, and I'm proud of them because, you know, I'm down on the sidelines, and I know there's a lot of frustration, but those guys are positive. They're coaching these kids. They understand the youth. I mean, we got Ethan Blanco, first year as a quarterback, as a senior, you know, and that's tough. It's tough to get in there and perform with a young offensive line in your first year as a quarterback. So, you know, hopefully this year we'll keep the kids interested and get them just to keep growing and have some success before they leave here in a couple years ago. We know it's not going to happen overnight.
I know a lot of people look at the big 3, football, baseball, and basketball, but of course you got a well of a soccer program, Track, girls volleyball will be broadcasting tomorrow against Berwick. So a lot going on at Morgan City High.
We have something for everybody. We have bowling, we have soccer, we have swim team. I mean, you can find your niche, whatever you're in, and you can play it, and that's the goal, to offer as many things as we can to accommodate every kid's wants in that school. It's a great place to be. I'm enjoying it. I'm glad I'm back. And, I look for great things in the future at Morgan City High School. It's already a great school. We want to make it better.
The battle you're battling every year as far as athletics is things are different than it was back in the old days when all there was is sports.
Right, and we're a small Quad A school. We have 650-something kids. We do our best to compete in a district that's pretty tough, and we have been competitive in baseball. We've been competitive in basketball. We have struggled in football over the years, and our number one priority is to get that going. And I think everything else kind of follows after that. Volleyball's doing well, and they always have been under Christy Terrio, who's done a fantastic job in the 20-something years she's been there. So, we're very proud of that program also.
You talk about some of the alumni coming back to coach this football team, and it's about bringing alumni back for Morgan City Pride. I remember in the old days you used to come to the stadium, you stand in room only.
Yeah, well, if you read my statement in the program, I mentioned some of those guys that were here back in the day. A lot of history in this program, of course, starting with Urban Henry. I just got a phone call the other day. The cousin of Urban Henry wants to donate one of his Green Bay Packer jerseys to the school, which we want to put in the shadow box, which I think is fantastic to have that history in the school like that. Green Bay Packer, Super Bowl champion. And then just the guys that have played on big colleges. Lee Hover going to Oklahoma back in the 70s, and we had Bertrand Green in the 80s at UL, and Charles Poole and Fred Franklin. There's a ton of athletes that have come through the high school that played on this field that, Randy Hendricks went to Oklahoma too. So Ed Dangerfield, LSU. We want to get that back. We want to get those athletes and give them every possible chance to develop into those athletes that end up at those schools again. And, that's my goal as a principal there, to give every opportunity to Coach Stroud to make that happen.
Overlooking the baseball field here high above Tiger Stadium. Facility-wise, Morgan City program's in good shape. Got some of the finest facilities in the state.
Yeah, always have. I was fortunate to coach with Pete Vincent, who was a manicurist when it came to baseball fields. The field at that time had a lot of things done to it, and fortunately we've had some other things done to it after I left. It's in pretty good shape right now looking at it over there. We have a new baseball coach in, Ethan Valdez, that was Nichols' shortstop for 4 years and started. We got him as an assistant from Edie White, and he's going to be a good one. We hope we can keep him around.
So for those watching on Allen's Channel 7, also our YouTube live channel, KWBJ Live, your chance right now to make your pitch to that alumni that here come the Tigers and we're looking for you.
Come on, Tigers. And we're also getting our Tiger Athletic Club back together. It's been absent for about 6 or 7 years, so we hope to get that rolling. We ask everyone to look at it and join it so we can put our kids in the number one stuff out there. And, we want to do everything to make them want to play and participate. And like I said, give them every opportunity to play here and move on to the next level.
Well, folks, you've heard it. That's the principal of Morgan City High School, Tim Hemel. A lot of big things happening at Morgan City High School, and the direction they want to go is back to a championship level.
Yes,
I'm Booker Zaffe. We'll take a timeout, folks, and be back with the second half after this.
Go Tigers.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the bridge in Berwyn. AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwyn. Coastline Wealth Group, more than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. CoastlineWealthGroup.com. Life well planned. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. Check our website for delivery options. From our curb to yours, G&J Curbside. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Vita Paint and Supply is your PPG Paints dealer. New name on the can, same great quality of Pittsburgh paints. Vita Paint and Supply, Highway 182 and Ditch Avenue in Morgan City. Shaw Bills, proud supporters of local high schools in St. Mary Parish and the surrounding area. We keep you rolling. Taco Bell, visit your local Bayou Vista or Morgan City locations. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. And Allen's Communications, locally owned cable, internet, and phone service. 384-8335.
And welcome back to the second half of high school football here. Hanson Tiger on top of the Morgan City Tigers, 30-0. Boogers able alongside Aaron Ortego. First half stats pretty much says it all. Morgan City able to muster just one first down.
One first down for the Tigers of Morgan City High, 9 for Hanson. Rushing yards, 124 for Hanson, 30 for Morgan City. 18 passing yards for Hanson and 5 for Morgan City. Total, 142 Hanson, 35 for Morgan City. 1 turnover for Hanson and 3 for Morgan City. Points off turnovers, 22 for Hanson, none. Penalties, 1 for 5 yards for Hanson, 5 for 45 yards for Morgan City.
1 pick six for Hanson and a block punt for another touchdown. So 2 of their scores come easy. So offense, defense, and special teams have all scored for the Hanson Tigers. Mathern kicks it off near side, caught at the 28-yard line, right back up the field is Baker.
Another good start as they'll have the ball spotted about the 45-yard line. Let's see where they're going to put it down. They never did mark it on the side. Okay, it's going to get marked at the 47, I believe.
Tiger defense will have their hands full. Donald and Eugene full court having their way with the Tiger defense. Even though they don't designate a quarterback, Judice seems their apparent signal caller, barking out the signals. But they do a lot of direct snaps to the other backs, and it has been successful for Hanson. Here we go again. Judice lead block. Full court gets the carry.
Big Donald full court up the middle for about 5 or 6, maybe 7. Let's see where they spot it. Yeah, they're going to spot this at the 46-yard line. About a 7-yard gain will bring up 2nd and 3. We'll get another look at full court running the ball straight up the middle.
Second down, just underway here, second half. Direct snap, Eugene full court, off tackle again, run room, right up the middle, turns on the speed, slips through tacklers until Gray able to get him down inside the 25, and another big play for Hanson.
Okay, let's take another look at it. Here we are in the second half, but it's kind of been the same thing, running the ball between the tackles. And full court, well, we're not going to get another look at it, but full court did make a nice run straight up the middle. Ball will be spotted at the 22-yard line, 1st and 10, Hanson.
First and 10, Hanson. Motion to the outside, St. Blanc hit hard out of bounds.
This is one of the few handoffs we've seen in this game as St. Blanc comes from the outside in and takes a handoff as he passes through. He picks up a nice gain, about 7 yards. And we have now entered the Core Physical Therapy Sports and Performance Red Zone as Hanson will play 1st and 10 at Morgan City's 15-yard line. I'm sorry, not a 1st and 10, it's a 2nd and 3.
Red zone has been friendly to the Tigers. They'll go same place. St. Blanc, inside, outside, touchdown.
Good job by St. Blanc as he just weaved in inside, made the right cut in each time as he cut in and then cut out and then found some room to just trot on into the end zone. And Hanson, there's St. Blanc with the ball. As you see, he makes nice, good cuts, sharp cuts, in and out. And that was a 4-play drive yielding 53 yards and 6 points with take about 2 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock.
Hanson will go for 2. Direct snap, Eugene full court, right up the middle, has enough. 2-point conversion's good, so the 4-play, 53-yard drive, consecutive plays to St. Blanc and Hanson on top, 38-0.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
Head coach Bruce Hoffman talked about it at halftime. Okay, guys, let's come out, take control of the second half. We get the football to start, and that's exactly what the Hanson Tigers did. 53-yard opening drive here in the second half, and they've extended their lead 38-0. Ball sets on the tee like a pancake. They'll kick it deep. Garrison tries to feel it, runs into his own teammate. Ball goes on the ground. Tigers jump back on it. That's Richardson. And that's where the Tigers will set up shop. Not much going for them this evening offensively. 1 first down, but they're looking to do something different here in the second half.
But, Boo, Morgan City struggled offensively. That's no secret. But we have to also recognize the fact that they have 5 offensive linemen. 3 of them are freshmen playing in their second high school game ever. 1 sophomore, 1 junior is your starting offensive line. So they're very young. They're not small guys. If you look outside, look at them, they're healthy, but they're very, very young. So what we have here, I think, at Morgan City High is a team that's building for the future. Has some good young football players.
First down and 10, they'll go to a... Yeah.
Yep.
You got a little unsportsmanlike right there. Helmet comes off. Play should be called dead. That's Donald Fullcourt. He decides to keep playing. I'm going to get in there and make a tackle. And that draws the flag.
But the play doesn't stop unless it's the ball carrier whose helmet comes off. The player has to stop. Not the play, but the player. Now, if it's the ball carrier, then, of course, play is over at that point.
That'll cost them 15 yards and move the ball to midfield. Tigers break the huddle. They turn around. They say, oh, my God, I'm 20 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So they hustle back, set up the offense. First down and 10 Tigers. Low snap, picked up by Garrison. Nothing to the left, turns right. Nice open field tackle right there. Garrison gave the juke. Wells didn't bite. Makes a good solid tackle and a flag flies. This play happened way off the point of the action. A little aggressiveness by the big lineman far from the scene and draws the flag.
That's the kind of stuff a team that's struggling offensively just cannot do because they just cannot overcome it. It's hard enough to get 10 yards. To get 25 is almost impossible. They're going to show a second down. I think the penalty came after the play was over, so you don't get the down over. It'll be second down and about 27 yards for the first down.
Yeah, longest offensive play in the first half was 17 yards by the Tigers just once. Everything else pretty much inside 10. They'll give Garrison a chance to throw it. Pressure on him, trying to break free. And he can. He's brought down by Rodriguez inside the 20. And the Tiger drive, which got to midfield, is now heading in the wrong direction.
Well, Hanson has throughout this whole football game been very, very good with their pursuit. Their defense has moved towards with the ball, went with the flow of everything. And again, first man to him couldn't get him down, but the second man could, and the third man finished it off. So they had 2 or 3 more coming for just in case. So.
And you got to be impressed with Hanson's speed. A lot of times, athletic players on Morgan City, I could run away from you. They're not running away from the Hanson Tigers.
Hanson didn't bring a lot of big guys, but they're pretty quick, and they can move pretty good. We have a third down and 42 yards for the first down.
Yeah, that's a long way. Garrison will look to perform the miracle. They'll hand it, play it safe right up the middle. Eugene Fullcourt runs down Gray from behind. They'll lose yards again, and that'll set up a punting situation for the Tigers.
Now you have 4th down and a bus ride. So they'll send the punt team out. The ball will be spotted at the Morgan City 15-yard line. The first down marker is at the Hanson 40-yard line.
Yeah, last punt was blocked, which Hanson converted into a score.
And it looks like they have everybody on the line of scrimmage again.
Campbell punted away. Pressure comes, tries to keep it, and there's Hanson again making another big special teams play inside the Morgan City 5-yard line.
Well, Boo, I'm not sure if that was the called play or just the way it turned out. He had no chance to punt it, so decided to see what he could get. Couldn't get much. He's going to lose a bunch. Hanson will take over inside the 10-yard line, which puts us inside the core physical therapy and sports performance red zone. And we're going to have a hydration timeout on the field. The ball will be spotted at the 5-yard line where Hanson will play first and goal.
Thursday night, folks, we'll be right back here to Tiger Stadium. Central Catholic taking on the Ascension Catholic Bulldogs. Central Catholic, a team on a mission this year. Got a quality ball club looking for big things.
Looks like fun. We'll be here. You need to be here also. Everybody out there. It's going to be fun.
Let's move on to the girls. Tomorrow we got the Berwick Panthers, the Morgan City Tigers, high school girls volleyball. Fast-paced athletic action. This will be our 4th time covering area girls volleyball.
Well, you know, Boo, over the recent months, our entertainment options have been very, very limited. But high school sports is one thing we can still go to. So if you can, you need to come and support these teams. You're going to see some good sporting events. If you like athletics and you like competition, it's going to be going on. Go out, buy a ticket, enjoy yourself, watch a good football game, volleyball game.
We've officially moved to a running clock.
Yeah.
As the clock continues to run in a 38-0 ball game. Donald Fulcourt hesitates. Heads up field. That's the 3rd time he's lost his helmet here today.
And fortunately for him, he was in the end zone before that helmet came off.
Yeah, hadn't seen a signal from either side, but I'm assuming that's a touchdown. Need to hand that helmet to the equipment manager. Say, hey, guys, that's the 3rd time this thing come off my head. Let's see if we can adjust these straps.
Something needs to be adjusted somewhere. The straps or the snaps.
Nothing fancy right there. Snapped him the football. He kind of gave a little hesitation, looked for the softest spot in the defense, and headed towards pay dirt.
And we're going to see a kick.
St. Blanc in for the duties. Ball on the tee. Kick is up. Rolling right. Touchdown. Not a touchdown. Extra point.
Well, we know what you mean.
5:30 to go, folks. They'll head for some water, and so will we. 45-0 all Hanson.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
And welcome back to a Monday afternoon high school football game between the Morgan City Tigers and the Hanson Tigers. Just 27 dressed out for Hanson today, but you can't tell as they are dominating the ball game here this afternoon. Garrison catches it on the fly, trying to get outside. Finally broke contain. He'll have it down to the 45-yard line.
Okay, finally they kicked the kick. Got it fairly deep with 25-yard line or so, 20-yard line, but he was able to bring it back out. Let's take another look at it here. Gets the kick up in the air. Ball's taken at the 30-yard line, just short of the 30. Brings it up to the left side, and that gets out of bounds around the 45-yard line. It's going to be spotted right at the 45. So field position, boom, this might be why they try all those onside kicks. Field position is not much different than when they onsided it and when they kick it deep.
Garrison calls out the signals. First down and 10. He'll keep it here. Tries a stiff arm. Nothing there. And I tell you what, The Hanson Tigers to the quarterback almost faster than the football.
Exactly. And not just one or two guys. If you look at this play right here, you're going to see 5 or 6 white shirts around the one green shirt. He's got he's got no chance to go anywhere. Anytime a ball carrier is getting hit in the backfield, he's not going to gain very much, ever. Second down. Ball at the 44 to bring up 2nd and 16. About 4 minutes to play, 4 minutes, 10 seconds in the third quarter.
Yeah, it's hard to get that offensive momentum when the majority of your plays have been for losses.
Exactly.
Not many positive plays for this Tiger offense.
Like I said, Hanson's been doing this since the beginning of the game, but they're lining up their whole defense on the line of scrimmage and shooting gaps.
Yeah, this time Gray tries to get outside, and he's brought down by LeBlanc. So just when you think you got a little room to the outside, somebody grabs you by the tail of your jersey.
Exactly. Like I said, you can watch them. They'll line up 8 guys on the line of scrimmage, and everybody just shoots a gap. And what's happening is 2 and 3 guys are getting through those gaps and in the backfield and making contact.
Third down and long for the Tigers as we're inside the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter. Look for pressure coming from the outside. Garrison gets a shot, has a receiver on the outside and just overthrown. And you just don't have enough time to wait for a route to develop.
Nope.
And that time the Tigers were close. No cigar, they'll have to punt it away.
Again, look in the past, not a lot of time. He had to get the ball, turn, and make a throw and hope his receiver, who had beaten the defender, got behind the defender by a couple steps, had a chance at it, but just couldn't quite run it down. Falls incomplete.
Mathern back in to punt it away for the Tigers. Got one off. Had one blocked. Campbell got in to try. He had one not converted. Mathern back in, and here comes the pressure once again. High snap. Mathern runs it down. He'll get a foot into it. This time, good punt. Take a good Tiger roll inside the 25. It keeps going. 20 and down to the 16, and a nice job by Mathern to change field position. This will be the worst starting field position for the Tigers.
I was thinking that this, because I said, I do believe this is their worst starting, by far their worst starting position. They've been starting in the middle of the field. This time they'll start back inside their own 20 at the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Minute 54 to play, third quarter.
Got to expect Hanson to start working on the clock. Try to get that clock rolling. Commanding 45-0 lead. Now it's just a matter of, when you got low numbers, try to make it home without getting anybody hurt.
That's the plan.
Get
Both
ready
sides.
for next week.
Yeah.
Here comes the Tigers, very unorthodox wing tee. No, don't know who the ball is going to be snapped to today. Predominantly the 2 running backs in full court, Eugene.
Looks like we might have some new guys in the backfield, but
yeah, Tigers call a timeout. Hanson unloads their bench, and Morgan City will talk about it. 1:31 to go here, third quarter. We'll take a timeout and another sip of water.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
Booth Razaffi alongside Aaron Artigo, our head statistician Bill McCarty, high above the stadium here at Morgan City High School, watching this Monday afternoon ball game. Wells tries to get outside, and here comes a flag, one of the longest thrown flags I've seen in years.
The head referee was standing there looking right at him, and I said, well, I guess maybe he didn't grab his face mask. And then here comes a flag from 30 yards away. At first, I thought he was flipping a football out there to him. I said, well, no, that's not a football.
That'll be 15 yards for Hanson. That'll move the sticks. A lot of new jerseys in for Hanson.
That was Lauren Wells, an 8th grader. He was a ball carrier. Well, we were just informed that a lot of these young players for Hanson are part of a state champion Little League baseball team in Franklin, or Dixie Youth in Franklin. They used to play Little League. They're doing Dixie Youth now, including the last ball carrier. That was Lauren Wells, an 8th grader. So several young athletes out there as well.
Tough snap, ball on the ground, big pile up, picked up by the Tigers at the 15-yard line.
That was a bad snap. It looked like it rolled back to the quarterback, who tried to pick it up but never could get the handle on it. One of the Tigers scooped it up, brought it back to the 15-yard line. Well, Morgan City will play a 1st and 10 in the core physical therapy and sports performance red zone. They're going to start out in the red zone. They actually move the ball back now. They're going to spot it at the 17-yard line.
And the Tigers will go to their 3rd signal call of the day. That's Thomas Carter, wearing number 12. He'll take the snap. Here comes the pressure. He puts it on the ground, picked up by the Hanson Tigers at the 35-yard line. Alex Judice on the recovery, and it doesn't matter which quarterback's in, the pressure remains the same.
The pressure, and he was looking to throw the ball. He cocked his arm but never could pull the trigger. Gets hit. The ball goes flying. Morgan City picks it up. Had one man that could tackle him, and he did get the job done. At the 35-yard line, Hanson will take over. 29 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, these last few possessions, I wouldn't put them in my book as quality football.
No.
A lot of turnovers, mistakes. And that last 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter has drug on.
It's taken a while.
First down, direct snap to Wells. Wells turning on the speed to the outside. Hit hard and brought down inside the 40. And that should expire the 3rd quarter.
And that it will.
Hanson takes the opening drive here in the 3rd quarter. Controls the ball game and leads 45-0. We'll be back with the 4th and final quarter here on KWBJ Sports.
You're watching the TV22 and A.J. Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, A.J. Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
We're back for the 4th and final quarter here on the A.J. Doman Automotive Family High School Football Game of the Week. Tigers looking to get something on the board here before the end of this one. Hanson has unloaded their starters. They now enjoying the rest of the game from the sideline.
Well, Hanson doesn't have a lot of people on the bench. They came out, like I said, with about 25 football players to start this game with. 11 of them going to start, so that doesn't leave a lot of people on the bench. And
Yeah, you thought the one advantage Morgan City had in this particular ball game was depth. But when your offense can't really generate a first down, your defense stays on the field the entire game, and that negated the one advantage you had. Second down and short, direct snap to Wells again. He finds it to the outside. 35, he's getting hit hard, but he's making positive gains, and that'll be another first down.
he's an 8th grader coming in here at, I believe they said 5'7", 155 pounds. He's very, very quick and solid little 8th grader out here with the ball. This guy's going to have a pretty bright future in front of him.
Yeah, I think the 155 includes the helmet and
Yeah,
pads.
I think so too. Yeah, that's dressed out. And his cleats.
First down and 10. They'll run the play clock inside 10 seconds as the Tigers try to put this game away. Direct snap again outside. Good lead blocking by the Hanson Tigers, and out of bounds he goes near another first down. Looks like he'll have it.
Again, that's Wells with some impressive running.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Snap it to him. Said, here I come. This time get some good blocking up front.
See, now watch the big hit at the end of this. Bam. Runs right over somebody and goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
That's 14 first downs here in the ball game for the Hanson Tigers. This time a little inside handoff. Run room to the outside. Speed on. 35-30. Looking for the end zone. Nobody will get him. Touchdown.
That's what I thought.
Carson Doucette.
Carson Ducey with the run of 5'9", 140-pound senior, but hadn't played much in this ball game, or hadn't carried the ball a lot in this ball game, but he gets his money's worth here. You can see him turn a corner and just outruns everybody to the end zone. Touchdown. That'll put Hanson up 51-0. I think we're going to line up to kick another one, Boo.
I kind of got excited on the last attempt. He had good rotation on the ball. He kind of leaned forward. I got excited. Was it going to make it or not? And it did, right through the middle. St. Blount will get another opportunity here once they get 11 guys on the field. Officials block their eyes in the end zone as the sun's in their eye. Kick is up. And the kick is no good.
Looks like he missed it wide to the left.
9:46 to go here, fourth quarter. The backups continue to make positive plays for Hanson.
That's it.
We're going to announce it each and every week until Halloween comes. I know, the entire parish, all the mayors, unincorporated areas, Halloween night will be trick-or-treating in St. Mary Parish. 6 to 8 on pretty much everybody. Buddha on the Tesh and Franklin will go on as scheduled. It's going to be a great day. You know, Oink Johnson at the Morgan City Petting Zoo will be dressed in costume. He's going to dress as a pig, looking for some visitors to come by and visit Oink Johnson. But COVID-19 is not going to restrict Halloween activities.
Do you know offhand what day of the week that's going to be on, Boo?
Halloween night.
Halloween night is on a Saturday, as I'm being told in my ear.
Absolutely. Hanson will put a foot into it. Special teams have been out there early and often for the Tigers. Richardson takes it outside.
Richardson scoops it up at the 25-yard line as he moves to his left and then takes it upfield. He gets about 16, 17 yards on the return.
You review the game right here, Aaron, and you look at Hanson on all three phases. Has a pretty good ball club and played well today, minus a few errant snaps. There's really not much you could say negative about how they performed on all three phases.
Exactly. They played played well today, offensively, defensively, and special teams. And like I said, just had a couple bad snaps. Other than that, they've played a pretty error-free football game. Not many penalties on either side.
Really dominated the ball game.
And they did it on the line of scrimmage, as you see a perfect example of it right here. As the ball is snapped, and almost immediately there are white shirts in the backfield. And that's kind of been the case this entire game. They've really controlled the line of scrimmage. And if you want to win football games at any level, you need to control the line of scrimmage. Both sides, offensively and defensively.
Well, these big young linemen from Morgan City, just put this in your memory bank.
Yep.
Because over the next 3 years, these guys will mature, get even bigger.
Mm-hmm. Then they'll be on the other side of these scores.
Maybe they could repay that favor.
Right.
Second down, they'll hand off to Gray. Gray just nowhere to go. Doesn't matter if it's the starting lineman from Hanson or these young backups.
Yep.
They're still dominating the line of scrimmage.
They're pretty much, if you show them here, you can see them all lined up in the gaps, and everybody's shooting the gap. A couple of linebackers that'll float along the back of the line of scrimmage, but a lot of people in the backfield, and that's been the case since the first snap straight through till this last one.
Third down for Morgan City. Carter calls for the football. Here comes the pressure again. He'll take a swing to the outside, overthrown, and incomplete.
Boo was very, very close to being a backwards pass, which would make it a fumble.
Yeah, not a backwards pass when it's 51-0.
Yeah.
And everybody's running off the field.
Yeah, nobody's chasing the ball. Right?
No.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah, he looked to the side. Well covered was Garrison, so he just chunked it out of bounds.
Fourth down. Punting team comes out. Hanson continues to put no one deep to field the punt.
Low snap, bobbled. Could have been blocked. Doesn't look like they got a finger on it, so a flag will fly. And it looks like the Tigers will get a break here.
This is going to be close, Boo.
Yeah, personal foul against Hanson for roughing the punter.
15-yard penalty.
May not be enough for a first down.
It's going to be very close. They need about 15 yards for a first down. Let's take another look at it. He gets the punt off. Well, we can't quite see it. They did definitely hit him. So it's a first down. Automatic first down in high school.
Well, that's a good break for Morgan City. They'll keep possession of the football. We're at the 6-minute mark, so they'll call for another hydration timeout. Now's the time for us to consider who's going to be the core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game. We'll be back with that answer right after this timeout.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, Coastline Wealth Group, G&J Curbside, Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, Vita Paint, Shaw Bills, Taco Bell, and Allen's Communications.
First down and 10, Morgan City trying to get the 0 off the board. Back to pass, has a receiver deep, standing all by himself at the 20, makes the catch, gets in the end zone, touchdown.
Touchdown, Tigers. then that gives them something to work with, something to pick them up a little bit through this week of practice. 5 minutes, 35 seconds to play in the game, and Morgan City gets on the scoreboard.
Yeah,
big play.
Linston had at least 10 yards on a defender. Couldn't wait for the ball to come down, makes the catch, and in the end zone he goes.
Well, you know, Morgan City had one touchdown last week, and it was a 60-yard pass completion to Linston.
Tigers will go for 2. Zion Holmes checks in. He'll line up on the shotgun. Good snap, scrambles to the right. He'll have to avoid a couple tacklers, and he's hit hard and brought down.
Man, he is smacked hard at the 10-yard line. I couldn't pick up the number. Who did it? So Garrison was with the ball, and Ethan LeBlanc, number 31, was the one that made the tackle, and 33, Ethan LeBlanc.
I'm going to put up the first $20 towards Morgan City's push for New Jerseys next year.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Looks
giving
like
some
we
numbers.
got some numbers on the back faded out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some of these numbers are kind of worn out. It's hard to see who's got what, but anyway, big tackle, an open field tackle. That shuts down the 2-point conversion, so the Tigers will settle for 6.
That's one of the tougher balls to catch when you're that wide open and the
And,
ball's coming down, your eyes are bouncing.
and you're waiting for it. It takes like 18 minutes for the ball to come down, and you're out there by yourself going, get to me, get to me, get to me. But it did, and it worked out well for him.
A little something positive to bring in the next week's practice, or matter of fact, this week's practice, as you'll have another game coming right up. Mathern will kick it off for the Tigers. He'll run up, put a foot into it, field it at the 20-yard line. Heading towards the near side, LeBlanc. And he steps out of bounds, takes a big hit. That should draw a flag.
And I hadn't seen one yet.
Wow.
Oh, he was 2 or 3 steps out of bounds.
Yeah, that flag gets thrown on the other sideline, but wow.
Yeah, that.
Take a look.
Take another look at this. See what you think, folks. Boom. Definitely hit him hard, and he definitely hit him out of bounds.
As the Hanson offense comes to the field, we have an opportunity to talk about the core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game. It was a tough selection tonight, but our choice goes to number 21. That's Eugene Fulcard. He ends up with a whale of a ball game. 19 carries, 134 yards, a touchdown, and also an interception.
He had a nice game tonight for the sophomore. 5'7", 155 pounds sophomore running back linebacker.
Yeah, he's been hiding out on the sideline this whole fourth quarter. His job was done in the first 3 quarters. Here comes Wells again, slips a tackle, puts his head down. Here comes the speed, a nice cutback. They'll call him out of bounds at the 30. Wells goes in thinking he's got a score, but that's the only thing stopped him here was the sideline.
I tell you what, he hadn't had a lot of carries, but they've been very, very impressive. Now, they also have been here in the fourth quarter against a very tired Morgan City defense. They've spent a lot of time on the field, and it's probably 90 degrees or better out there, so it's quite warm. It might be October. Skies are pretty, but the sun is hot out there, so he's done it against a tired defense, but he has been very impressive.
25-yard gain for Wells. And nothing fancy. Just pitch it to him or snap it to him and he goes. 4 minutes here remains in the fourth quarter. Alex Judice checks in. Adjusts his headgear, looks back. Official says ready for play.
Well, let's see. We got some people most going to be offsides, Tigers. Looked like somebody on the far side jumped early.
Yeah, Big Carmichael got his momentum leaning forward, just couldn't hold it back. You know, his next door neighbor, Bill McCarty, likes to call him Toodles Carmichael. That's the biggest Toodles I ever seen. First down. Wells again, running through tackler, stays on his feet inside the 10. 4 Morgan City defenders, brings him down. It's first down and goal for Hanson.
And another helmet comes off as we go inside the core physical and therapy red zone.
$18 yards for Wells. First down and goal from the 7. And the core physical therapy and sports performance red zone has been awful friendly to the Hanson Tigers here tonight. Judice parks out the signals. They'll stay in the wing T. Direct snap, St. Blanc. St. Blanc running through tacklers, leans forward, touchdown.
Nice run by St. Blanc. He worked hard, spinning around 2 or 3 times each way. Next thing you know, he falls in the end zone. Touchdown.
2:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Hanson continues to put on a show. The T has come out. They'll go for the extra point once again. St. Blanc will handle the duties. 57-6. I don't think any of the prognosticators, the predictors, the guest experts had this one. Good snap and hold. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 2:14 to go here in the fourth. 58-6. It's all Hanson. Okay, we'll get him again. He's already on the bench. De-robed. Yeah, and that's what we talked about, Aaron. The starters have already made it to the bench. They've took off their equipment. And our core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game, there you see him right there. Elusive, power running back for the Hanson Tigers, just a sophomore. And we talked about in the first quarter, he resembles the running style of a Dalton Hilliard. Wearing that number 21, got the purple and gold. He's an elusive inside-outside guy, can run between the tackles. But when he gets outside, he has the speed to run away from you.
Of course, he'll have to either double or triple the size of them thighs if he wants to be compared to Dalton. Right. That's the only thing he's got missing. He's got to get them big thighs out there. And the Hanson Tiger uniforms are very similar to the LSU Tiger uniform. So, and then that number 21 on his back and his running style. Put them all together, you have flashbacks.
Well, I thought the walk over here, man, was awful hot. I'm thinking to myself, boy, just not a lot of numbers on Hanson. It's going to be tough to play. It's a disadvantage to play in the middle of the day. But, boy, they fooled me here as they've had a dominant performance. Both offense, defense, special teams, controlled the line of scrimmage. Their backs ran hard. It's been a pretty good day for the Hanson Tigers.
It's not a whole lot they're going to need to feel bad about because, you know, a coach, they'll find plenty of things to complain. Now, look at this kick, Boo. Man, where did that come from?
Right out the back, the end zone.
Yeah, that was a heck of a kick right there. They've been saving it.
So we sit on the 2-minute mark. Here comes the Tigers once again. And, you know, it's the kind of game you just kind of want to get it over and get on to next week.
And that comes from both benches. Both benches are in a position right now. It's a lopsided score. Again, just get out without getting anybody hurt. That's the goal at this point.
Morgan City hits the road to take on the Patterson Lumberjacks next week from Lumberjack Stadiums. You know, Patterson's rebuilding, but look, they've got a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. It's going to be a tough game for Morgan City to contain those speedsters on the outside. First down and 10 Morgan City. Just a dominating, it doesn't matter who's in the game for the Hanson Tigers right now. That 11 guys at the line of scrimmage, everybody taking a gap, everybody's running. No respect for the passing game whatsoever. It's been a tough night for this Tiger offense.
That's true, Boo. They've had zero respect, like you said, for the passing game. They've had 11 guys, 8 of them on the line of scrimmage and 3 of them no more than 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. And the 8 guys on the line of scrimmage in a gap, all of them line up in a gap and just shoot the gaps at the snap. And it's worked for them from the very beginning straight through to the very last play.
Inside a minute. Good snap. They'll hand the ball off again and just nowhere to go. So consistently anything, it's been consistent from the first play into the last. Not sure the Tigers get another playoff as they'll call it a day. And this game comes to an end. 58-6 Hanson. Hanson takes the trip to the east and gets a big victory as they head to next week. So we'll be back to wrap it up in the Allen's Communication post-game show right after this.
You're watching the TV22 and AJ Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week is brought to you by AJ Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the bridge in Berwyn. AJ Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwyn. Coastline Wealth Group, more than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. CoastlineWealthGroup.com. Life well planned. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. Check our website for delivery options. From our curb to yours, G&J Curbside. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Vita Paint and Supply is your PPG Paints dealer. New name on the can, same great quality of Pittsburgh paints. Vita Paint and Supply, Highway 182 and Ditch Avenue in Morgan City. Shawbills, proud supporters of local high schools in St. Mary Parish and the surrounding area. We keep you rolling. Taco Bell, visit your local Bayou Vista or Morgan City locations. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. And Allen's Communications, locally owned cable, internet, and phone service. 384-8335.
Welcome to the Allen's Communication post-game show. There you see our final score. Hanson 58, Morgan City 6. Boogers there alongside Aaron Ortego. Aaron, you're looking at a game, a dominating performance by the Hanson Tigers.
That's true, Boo. They came out, and I did not expect to see that. I thought we were going to see a much closer football game than we saw today, but Hanson came out and controlled the line of scrimmage. And when you can control the line of scrimmage, you're going to control the football game. And they control both sides, the offensive and defensive sides. And that was the difference in this football game.
You want to talk domination, just look at the stats.
Yeah, the stats will come back and reflect the score that we just looked at. The first downs, 17-4 advantage Hanson. Rushing yards, 280 to -20 advantage Hanson. Passing yards, neither team did a whole lot, 18 and 54, and most of that 54 came on the touchdown pass. Total yards, 298 to 34 for Morgan City. 2 turnovers for Hanson, 4 turnovers for Morgan City. Points off turnovers, 28 Hanson, 0 Morgan City. Penalties, 3 for 35 and 8 for 80 for Morgan City. So
we do have one player that has stood out tonight, and that's number 21, Eugene Fulcord. 19 carries, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He is your core physical therapy and sports performance player of the game. If you like high school sports, folks, tomorrow we're right back at it. This time it's the girls. Girls volleyball, Berwick, Morgan City. If you hadn't seen the girls play varsity volleyball, it's a high-energy, quick-paced sport. We hope you join us tomorrow. And again, football this week, Thursday night, Central Catholic taking on Ascension Bulldogs.
Right.
So, folks, that'll do it here on a Monday afternoon show. For high school football, Hanson Tigers comes into Morgan City, walks away with a 58-6 the 6th ball game. An impressive show for Hanson. That'll do it here from Tiger Stadium. So for Booger Zaffe, Aaron Artigo, Bill McCarty, our guys in the truck, and our girls on the camera, we'll see you next game.
Enjoyed it. Had fun.
Thank you for watching TV 22 and the A.J. Doman Automotive Family Game of the Week. Game of the Week was brought to you by A.J. Doman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Discover the difference at the foot of the bridge in Berwyn. A.J. Doman Chevrolet Cadillac, the dealership that works for you. Stop by for a test drive. Highway 182 in Berwyn. Coastline Wealth Group. More than financial planning, a partner who takes pride in helping you succeed. CoastlineWealthGroup.com. Life well planned. GJCurbside.com, your complete online grocery store, including local and regional products. Check our website for delivery options. From our curb to yours, G&J Curbside. Core Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, here to restore the quality of life you deserve. Vita Paint and Supply is your PPG Paints dealer. New name on the can, same great quality of Pittsburgh paints. Vita Paint and Supply, Highway 182 and Ditch Avenue in Morgan City. Shawbills, proud supporters of local high schools in St. Mary Parish and the surrounding area. We keep you rolling. Taco Bell, visit your local Bayou Vista or Morgan City locations. Taco Bell invites you to live Moss. And Allen's Communications, locally owned cable, internet, and phone service. 384-8335.